I'm here at the scene of the crime spree, right behind me.
Strange. Vice Mayor Strange, you'll address her properly.
You can kiss my foot.
Mr. Rickard, you're out of order.
FBI, we are asking you to investigate this council. Please look into this council, how they award contracts, the bid process, how they use their positions to benefit their friends and themselves, how they use their positions to attack residents and critics and neighbors and business competition. FBI, will you please look into this?
And I welcome the FBI here. If you notice, Mr. Thompson with his plea for the FBI and his watchdog group, the city runs a clean.
I'm here at the scene of the crime spree, right behind me.
Strange.
Vice Mayor Strange, you'll address her properly.
You can kiss my foot.
Mr. Rickard, you're out of order.
FBI, we are asking you to investigate this council. Please look into this council, how they award contracts, the bid process, how they use their positions to benefit their friends and themselves, how they use their positions to attack residents and critics and neighbors and business competition. FBI, will you please look into this?
And I welcome the FBI here. If you notice, Mr. Thompson with his plea for the FBI and his watchdog group, the city runs the cleanest in this whole county. I guarantee
He
that.
was served a federal subpoena this morning.
Did receive a subpoena this morning, and we're going to cooperate 100% with the subpoena. And
Most of you who were involved up here, you gaslighted me. You tried to say I was crazy. And now we know that that's not true. And there's a lot of other issues I've been asking about as well.
Well, yesterday in Lynn Haven, they had a city commission meeting. But before that, they had a short CRA meeting. And during the short CRA meeting, there was a blatant and really shocking violation of Florida Sunshine Law by Mayor Jesse Nelson, and really by Commissioner Judy Vandergrift, who's up for re-election on the 18th, and everybody else. I'm going to show you proof positive that the Lynn Haven meetings are orchestrated, that they're predetermined. They are so coordinated that they even know who is going to make the initial motion and who's going to make the second. I'll show you. In this particular case, Judy Vandergrift was supposed to make the motion, but she was sleeping. And Brandon Aldridge, Commissioner Aldridge, was supposed to make the second. So when Mayor Jesse Nelson calls for the vote, what has to happen is somebody has to make a motion. But nobody made a motion. So Aldridge and Nelson look over at Vandergrift like, wake up. It is unbelievable. But who will hold them accountable? Bernie, it's just sunshine law. Do you think the Sheriff Ford's public trust unit will do anything about it? They're too busy taking a bunch of money from the St. Joe Company. There was a big post. Sheriff Ford made a big post yesterday. Look at the Bay County Sheriff's Office on Facebook. A big post thanking the St. Joe Company for giving the Sheriff's Office a bunch of money. Now, do you think the Sheriff's Office, I mean, let's just say that the St. Joe Company, and I know this is a real stretch, but, if they were the type of company that maybe used their influence to get politicians to vote a certain way, maybe even if they ever crossed the line, probably not. I mean, do you think they would ever be really truly investigated and looked into? I mean, come on. This is big money the St. Joe Company is giving to the sheriff's office. It's important stuff, Bernie. We need the stuff. All right. The county's not giving us enough money. You know, we're not seizing enough through forfeiture. You got to trust us. Well, I'm going to show you proof that the Lynn Haven Commission orchestrates their votes. I'm also going to share with you the latest on the James Finch retrial, right? Because he was already tried by a jury of his peers and they didn't convict him. But the way it works is if they don't come to a unanimous decision to acquit, it's a hung jury, and it was a hung jury on both counts, which is so unbelievably unusual. I mean, think about it. If you had 2 charges against you by the federal government and you were facing a prosecutor and your fate was to be determined by a jury of your peers, and only 5% of the time is there a hung jury, and there's 2 different counts, what are the odds that you're going to get a hung jury on one, much less both? It's very slim. I mean, Steph Curry is more likely to miss a free throw than to get a hung jury. 95% of the time, you don't get a hung jury. But there were 2. And I'll give you the latest on the Finch stuff. But if what I'm about to show you is just, to me, absolutely shocking and proof positive that these are coordinated and illegal meetings. And by the way, Jesse Nelson's also up for re-election on the 18th. You can get a mayor who's honest, a mayor who gives a damn about the people. You know, I hope you vote for Judy Tinder. And before I show you what happened yesterday, I want to play. These are paid campaign ads, but we need to spread the word. And this is who I think you should vote for on the 18th. Judy Tinder is running for mayor of Lynn Haven. The people deserve a strong police department, a well-funded police department whose focus is to serve and protect the people equally under the law. That requires new leadership that appreciates its good officers and holds the bad apples accountable. For a strong and better police department, vote for Judy Tinder on or before April 18th. And there's another one. If you want to drain the swamp in Lynn Haven, if you don't want to turn the city into a giant HOA, there's another one. It's absolutely imperative that he gets on the city council. Brian Gray is running for Lynn Haven City Commission Seat 1. He wants to reform code enforcement so that everyone is treated equally for once. He rejects adopting the International Property Maintenance Code. Don't turn the city into a giant HOA. Vote for Gray on or before April 18th. All right, check this out. This happened. This happened just yesterday. This is also posted below. I posted it last night. All right, here it is. This is the CRA meeting that took place in Lynn Haven before the actual city commission meeting. And it's only about a minute long, this video, a minute, 12 seconds. Now, the person up here presenting to the city commission, and you'll see Judy Vandergrift on the bottom left. The mayor is in the middle. But also, I want you to pay attention to Commissioner Aldridge, who is sitting to the mayor's left. You see him in the vest there with the white long sleeves. All right, that's Commissioner Aldridge. Now, at the very least, Aldridge, Mayor Nelson, and Commissioner Vandergrift are in on this. This is a vote to amend the CRA budget. So when the mayor, well, first of all, you're going to hear the city manager, Vicki Gaynor. She's going to read the amended, what they're voting on, the amended budget. And then the mayor's job is to say, all right, is there a motion? First, you got to get a motion and a second before they can vote. If there's no motion and no second, there's not going to be a vote, and it dies. It is illegal for them to talk about this before the meeting. The only time they can talk about this is during an official meeting. Now, How did Brandon Aldridge know and Jesse Nelson know that Judy Vandergrift was going to make the motion? Watch when he calls for it. I'm going to make this bigger. Watch when he calls for it, the vote, or I mean, rather for a motion. And Judy Vandergrift is asleep. So she forgets that she's supposed to make the motion. You can hear Aldridge starting to giggle because it's awkward for them. So Aldridge starts to giggle. And then Nelson tells her that we, the commission, that we are going to lead, we're going to give this one to you, Ms. Vandergrift. We are. He can't urge. It's illegal for him to urge or to tell another commissioner to make a motion. And it's certainly for we. What do you mean we? Everybody knew about it. Watch.
Yes. You want to read it? Okay. Resolution number 2023-0305, a resolution of the City of Lynn Haven Community Redevelopment Agency amending the final budget for fiscal year 2022-2023 and providing an effective date.
Thank you. Is there a motion for this one? We're going to let you do this one, Ms. Vandergrift.
Yes, I move that to approve.
Second. All right. So motion by Commissioner Vandergrift, second by Commissioner Aldridge. Any comments from the public? All right. City Manager, if you call the vote.
Commissioner Vandergrift,
Yes.
Commissioner Aldridge,
Yes.
Commissioner Ward,
Yes.
Commissioner Perno,
Yes.
Mayor Nelson.
Yes, motion passed. Meeting adjourned. See you at 4:30.
You caught me sleeping.
Wow. You caught me sleeping. Did you catch that? You caught me sleeping. Now I'm going to play it again for you. Now that you saw it one time through. Notice when Nelson says, "Is there a motion?" You hear he and Aldridge are looking at Commissioner Vandergrift, and they're looking at her like, "Hey, you remember what we talked about?" And you hear Aldridge, who has been told he's supposed to second it. It's that coordinated. You can hear him giggling, right? And then Nelson says, we are going to leave this one to you, Miss Vandergrift. And she doesn't say, "I move to amend them." Oh, yeah, I make that motion. And they all laugh because she forgot her lines in this play. I didn't even know they were that coordinated where you've got, hey, Aldridge could have said, "I make a motion." And then maybe Commissioner Vandergrift would have woken up and said, "Oh, yeah, I'll second it." But no, it was so coordinated. They had her make the motion. The mayor cannot tell anybody to make a motion, and he can't urge them, and he can't remind them to do that. That is illegal. This video should be sent and shown to the Florida Attorney General's office. Attention, Patricia Gleason, who is special counsel to open government. And just ask, hey, is that legal for the mayor to tell one of the... And honestly, I've only heard good things about Commissioner Vandergrift. I know she wanted to be, and she barely lost. And if things had been more open and transparent regarding the supervisor or superintendent of schools, she would have won that race a couple of years ago. But this is unacceptable. You can say, "But I really love her." I understand. I know she's a great person. I know it. Everybody says that. But this is illegal. Say, "But Bernie, it's just an amended budget." I didn't know they were this coordinated. I need to see your comments before I play it again. Yeah, look at that. There's your future mayor if the voters want on his government. I agree. Pre-meetings should be eliminated. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. 100%. Brian Gray as well. If you want to drain the swamp, there's two candidates right there. If those two were on there, and here's another question for you. And I know that Commissioner Jamie Warwick gets upset with me because we're both former Air Force officers. I really promoted him 2 years ago. And if you remember, Jamie Warwick, who's sitting next to Vandegrift, Vicki Gaynor, the city manager, and police chief Ricky Ramey, they threatened to arrest Jamie Warwick for campaigning, going door to door. They said it was soliciting, along with Brian Gray. And the supervisor of elections, Mark Anderson, had to contact city manager Vicki Gaynor and say, no, you are totally misreading your statute. These guys can absolutely go door to door and ask residents for their vote. Are you crazy? But even after all that, now Jamie Warwick, I see him, whispering and giggling and running around with Vicki Gaynor and Jesse Nelson. And quite frankly, there may be nothing wrong with that. There might be a little bit wrong with it. I think there was a sunshine violation when they went to visit State Representative Griff Griffiths recently, talking about how they're going to bring grant money to Lynn Haven. If that's something y'all are going to vote on in the future, you can't be talking about it. The hell's going on? But I'm just shocked because I have said that I thought Jamie Warwick has what it takes to be a statesman. A statesman, not just a good representative, a statesman. But what I've noticed is I can say 9 good things about him. And if I criticize him once, it's, oh boy, don't burn the bridge. What are you talking about? Don't burn the bridge. Now, if I'm sitting up there, I'm going to say, wait a minute, hold on. Since this is basically done, it's not exactly, by the way, I want to tell you, this is not done Robert's Rules of Order. It's done loosely on Robert's Rules of Order. So they're not following exactly Robert's Rules of Order. They don't claim to follow exactly Robert's Rules of Order. How do I know this? Because we did the same challenge to Panama City Beach under the same law firm that Kevin Obos is in 5 years ago. And the answer was, and it's understandable, that we are loose. This is based on Robert's Rules of Order, but it's not exactly Robert's Rules of Order. So they've got a little wiggle room there. But what they cannot do is the mayor cannot tell or remind or urge a commissioner to make a motion. Can't happen. And if laws were enforced in this county, people would have said something. Now, if I was on the commission or if I was in the room, I would have said, call to order. I have a point of order. Hold on. I got a point of order here. What just happened? I mean, you can't do point of order. Hey, counsel, Kevin Obos, what the hell just happened? Get him on record saying it. Point of order, but nobody did. The one guy I thought was going to be a statesman, Jamie Warwick, sitting next to her, kind of chuckled with everybody else and then voted for it. And it might have been a good thing to vote for. I don't know. All I know is what I'm about to show you again is illegal. So now that you know what's going to happen, watch closely when the mayor says, is there a motion? Watch his head and watch Aldridge's head. Look right at her.
Yes. You want to read it? Okay. Resolution number 2023-0305, a resolution of the City of Lynn Haven Community Redevelopment Agency amending the final budget for fiscal year 2022-2023 and providing an effective date.
Thank you. Is there a motion for this one? We're going to let you do this one, Ms. Vandegrift.
Yes, I move that to approve.
Second. All right. So motion by Commissioner Vandegrift, second by Commissioner Aldridge.
Hold on. I just want to. Okay, watch this. Watch this.
Is there a motion for this one?
Is there a motion? What? Look right now. I pause it. Look right now. I'm going to see if I can. Am I able to? I wanted to zoom in the screen. But look where Jesse Nelson. Oh, my God. Even Jamie Warwick. Look at Commissioner Warwick even. And Aldridge. They're all looking at Judy, but she says she's sleeping. She says that at the end. You caught me sleeping. She forgot she was supposed to do this. Look at them. Now you're going to hear, I believe it's Aldridge giggling. Like, oh, she forgot. And then Nelson's going to say, we are going to leave this one for you. We? He's talking for everybody? Watch.
We're going to let you do this one, Ms. Vandegrift.
Oh.
Yes, I move that to approve.
You do this one, Ms. Vandegrift.
Do you think she knows what she's even moving to approve? Look, everybody's waiting for her. Look at this. Watch their heads.
Is there a motion for this one?
Everybody's looking at Judy. They all know.
We're going to let you do this one, Ms. Vandegrift.
Oh.
Yes, I move that to approve.
Second. All right. So motion by Commissioner Vandegrift, second by Commissioner Aldridge. Any comments from the public? All right. City Manager, if you call the vote.
Commissioner Vandegrift,
Yes.
Commissioner Aldridge,
Yes.
Commissioner Ward,
Yes.
Commissioner Perno,
Yes.
Mayor Nelson.
Yes. Motion passed. Meeting adjourned. See you at 4:30.
It's a big joke. Now a hot mic. Watch this. Listen to Commissioner Vandegrift.
You caught me sleeping.
You caught me sleeping. You caught me sleeping. I didn't know they were that coordinated. I really hope that the special counsel for open government at the Attorney General's office is able to see that. I'm not going to do all the work. I mean, if anybody else gives a damn, maybe you can try to find out. But I'm not going to do everything. But that's amazing. Big joke. Everybody thinks it's funny. All right, I want to share with you the latest on the Finch trial, because there's some stuff. The retrial. He's already been tried. The retrial. I'm going to share with you the latest on that. And I think you're going to be a little surprised about the latest news, and I'll show you right after this.
Is your past ruining your future? Having your record sealed or expunged wipes the slate clean, providing you with a new opportunity in life. I'm Al Saulene, your Panama City Beach lawyer. 215-0628.
Don't let back pain and neck pain get you down. Find relief at Brown Chiropractic Center on St. Andrews Boulevard in Panama City. Dr. Sherry Brown helps people heal naturally with chiropractic adjustments and deep tissue massage. Call 769-3777.
Let's take a look at the latest. This is from WMBB, who's been covering this story from the get-go. So let's find out. All right. I don't know how to make that damn ad go away, but here, let's look at this. Finch seeks relief. There's Finch and his attorneys and the lovely Ashley Finch right behind him, leaving the federal courthouse after one of the hearings last year. Finch seeks relief in Lynn Haven corruption case. Brady Calhoun reporting. The owner of Lynn Haven's largest, let's see if I can get this thing right here. All right, there we go. Let me try to get the writing bigger for you. All right. Yeah, there you go. The owner of Lynn Haven's largest construction company wants to go back to doing business. Yep. He wants to go back to doing business personally with the city. Okay. James Finch, the owner of Phoenix Construction, is still fighting two charges that he bribed former Lynn Haven Commissioner Antonius Barnes after a jury
could not reach a unanimous decision in his first trial earlier this month. Now it's his first trial. WMBB reports it as though everybody just has to go in front of a jury until they find, just, hey, it's his first trial. I can imagine, a little bit later will be Finch still wants to do business with the city after his third trial. Just hell, like it's normal. The owner of Finch Construction is still fighting 2 charges. I told you that already. A retrial is now set for July 17. What? They just delayed it 2 more months. It was for May 15th. Now it's 4 months away. 4 months after the first trial. Hell, Finch is so bad. He's the Clyde of the Bonnie and Clyde of corruption in the county is so bad that they'll just try him over and over and over. Well, he deserves it, Bernie. The guy who loaned the city of Lynn Haven $5 million said, you don't have to pay me back till I'm 95 because we really got to get this dangerous ditch done. And I'm getting it done. Not only on time and under budget, but hell, I'll loan you the money. Michael White says, yeah, but he was trying to bribe Barnes for the money. I know, because he called Barnes the N-word. And when we were out at Sheffield Park, Michael White says, when we were out at Sheffield Park, don't know the date exactly, but he was worried about getting financing. Really? He already got financing a year before that, Michael White. And it was his own financing. That is incredible. No wonder they can't get a conviction. Think about that while you're making breakfast in the morning. But the Bay County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Tommy Ford, who just took a bunch of money from the St. Joe Company, look at the post from yesterday. They really want Finch put away. I mean, this guy, we got to clean up this town. And the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office really got to clean up this town. I'll take some more money, St. Joe. All right. Under the terms of his release from his first trial, Finch was ordered to stay away from the city and allow his employees to communicate with city staff because, you see, he's still doing work. I mean, they need Phoenix Construction. So what's happening is because Finch is so hands-on that he's saying, look, I really need to talk with the city staff about the projects I'm working on. I won't talk to Vicki Gaynor. I understand. I'll stay away from her, but I got to talk to the engineering or the building department and all that stuff. Quote, despite the government's allegations, writes Finch's attorney, the evidence overwhelmingly demonstrated, and basically Finch's attorney is quoting the judge. The judge said that the evidence was unrebutted. The judge said that. So the defense attorney says the evidence overwhelmingly demonstrated that Mr. Finch operates Phoenix, a legitimate, highly successful construction business, in a lawful manner, wrote Guy Lewis to Judge Walker. When he does perform work for the city of Lynn Haven, which is a small fraction of his overall construction business, it is with the approval of city commissioners, officials, staff, and with extensive and transparent city interaction and oversight. The unrebutted evidence, those were the judge's words, indicated that this has been his method of operation for decades. Finch has other business with the city apart from Phoenix, Lewis added. Additionally, Mr. Finch is an active partner on a large-scale residential development project with plans of annexing an additional 90 units within Lynn Haven city limits. Mr. Finch needs to interact with the water, sewer, and utility departments about tapping into and upgrading existing infrastructure. As projected, the project will yield the city of Lynn Haven several hundreds of thousands of dollars in permits and impact fees alone. So again, the city of Lynn Haven benefits from Finch's work. Lewis added, the defense attorney Lewis, that Finch's projects, his company, his employees, and the city of Lynn Haven may suffer if he cannot discuss ongoing and future business. However, Finch does not want to communicate with all city employees, WMBB says, in their snarky little way. However, Finch doesn't want to imagine either the news director, Tom Huey Lewis in the news, or Brady Calhoun, one of them. I got to insert something snarky in here, since we look like a bunch of dumbasses telling our viewers for this long that Finch was the Clyde of the Bonnie and Clyde of public corruption. Now we look silly with egg on our face. So I'll just put this little line in here. However, Finch does not want to communicate with all city employees. Hey, Tom, should I put all in all capital letters? What's that? I said, never mind. I'll have another. That's Tom Lewis. That's my Tom Lewis, Huey Lewis in the news impersonation. Is that pretty good? Boy, if I start getting impersonations down, I'm quitting this gig and I'm going to make it big. I'm tired of this. Tired of being broke and not making a difference. If I could do impersonations. Mr. Finch agreed to avoid interacting with city manager Vicki Gaynor. All right. All right. So that's the latest on that. Delay is going to be the tactic, I believe, because you're not going to get a conviction when the entire thing from beginning to end is a lie, when the timelines don't match. Why would Finch bribe somebody on a project that he financed himself and said, you don't have to pay me back until the $5 million? You don't have to make the last payment until I'm 95 years old. But let's get this dangerous road fixed. And, by the way, yes, city manager Vicki Gaynor will add the $719,000 to the mortgage. I'll loan another $719,000 to the mortgage. And we'll get we'll get some of the storm drains done around that area that you've been thinking about buying property. Oh, good. Well, then I guess I'll go ahead and buy that property down the road now that I know it's going to be taken care of, because we find the city, we financed it through James Finch. When you know the details, it's like the Twilight Zone. Anybody who tells you that they've looked at the evidence and Finch is guilty either can't read, might be in the same state that Huey Lewis in the news is in, might be as dishonest as Brady Calhoun, or they're lying to you. That's the latest on the Finch trial. His first one. Now we're talking about the second trial. A lot of people believe that retrials are a form of double jeopardy, and I happen to believe that as well. Why does it happen where if it's unanimous acquittal, it's acquittal, but if the jury can't decide, right? If it's not a unanimous conviction, if it's a hung jury, if they're deadlocked, some people believe, and I am one of them, that believes that if it goes to another trial, that is double jeopardy. However, why does it work out that way? Because there was a Supreme Court decision back in the early 19th century that set the stage for this. And that's what's followed, is the Supreme Court's decision. And I don't think they actually laid it out very well either. But that's what happens. And that's what we're waiting on here.
All right, that's about all I got. I do want to thank those sponsors, though, that allow me to bring you the truth the best I can see it.
You want to look good? You want to feel good? Little John's Big and Tall is where it's at. Right across the street from Sky's Pizza Pie, 5700 North Davis Highway. You can find out more online at littlejohnsbigandtall.com. He's also a member of the iTex trading community, where your iTex dollars are welcome.
It's a hot time in Florida, and my friend Ryan can make sure your air conditioning is running at peak efficiency. He could even install a new one, built to a higher standard, American standard. Find out more at pcairrepair.com. And also, of course, thank you to the Unknown Patriot for your support so that I can tell the rest of the story. Who is it? I can't remember his name, who used to do the Paul Harvey. Who remembers Paul Harvey on the radio? He would always whistle his S's. I'm Paul Harvey, and this is the rest of, I can't whistle anymore. Story. The rest of the story. Anyway, give you the Paul Harvey approach to what's happening in Bay County, giving you the rest of the story that they won't tell you. All right, that's all I got. I will see you again soon. Thank you so much for being with me.